Hello everyone, welcome to Algo Pandit. Today we are going to solve Leetcode question number 1400, construct k palindrome strings. So this is one of the questions which has been asked multiple times for Uber over the last 6 months time frame. So let's take a look at the question. Given a string s and an integer k, you should construct k non-empty palindrome strings using all the characters in s. Return true if you can use all the characters in S to construct k palindrome strings, or false otherwise. So this question is actually simple if you understand the question properly. Otherwise, this is a tricky question. So let's take it the question once again. So we have given the string S and an integer k. So the requirement is we have to construct k non-empty palindrome strings using all the characters in S. So we have to use all the characters in S. So that is the one priority requirement, top requirement, right? And then construct k palindrome strings which are non-empty. So that is the second requirement. So what they are saying is, so we have to utilize all the characters in S and we should be constructing only k palindrome strings. If we can do that, we have to return true. Otherwise, we have to return false. Let's take a look at the couple of examples, right? So here it is given Anna Belle. So you can say, and the k is 2. So the constructions are Anna, A, N, and A. So this is the even length palindrome, and E, L, B, L, E. This is another odd length palindrome. So we can utilize all the characters in S and then construct exactly 2 palindrome strings from the given string. Alright, so now let's take a look at what we need to do here, right? So these 2 points, that means we have to use all the characters in S and also we have to construct k palindrome strings, are very, very important. If you don't understand the question correctly, the intuition you are going to get is basically you may end up trying to generate all the possible combinations of the palindrome strings, which won't work, right? So take a look at the question. So the two constraints: use all the characters and then construct exactly k palindrome strings. So one thing is clear: if the length of S is less than k, then we cannot make that many palindrome strings, for example. So say I'm taking LL and k is given as 3, right? K is equal to 3. So definitely, so I can make how many palindromes I can make? I can make L is a one palindrome and then L is another palindrome, right? And this is, I can make only 2 palindromes at the most. But here it is given k is 3, so definitely we will be returning false. We cannot make three palindromes from here. So that's our race condition, right? So if the length of S is less than k, then return false. So that is our first race condition. Less than k, return false. So that is pretty straightforward. Second step: what is the feature for the palindrome, right? The palindrome can be even length or it could be odd length, right? So for even length will be A, N, and A, and odd length will be A, N, A, right? So here you can see, if you take the character count here, A is 2 and N is 2 here. In the odd length palindrome, so A is 2 and N is 1. So that means if it is an even length palindrome, all the characters the count of all the characters in the palindrome will be an even length, and if it is an odd length palindrome, there will be at least one character will be an odd length. So this is the logic we are going to use here as well, right? If there are if the count of odd length characters in the string is greater than k, that means you cannot make exact k number of palindromes from the string. So whenever times let me try with an example here. Say Annabelle, right? So we know that from the example, this is we can make it a palindromic string from here. Let's add one letter here. So Annabelle M. Can we make it a palindrome? Can we make it two palindrome from here? Yes, you can do it. So what you can do is Anna, and next one would be ELBLE. So these are the two palindrome, and now there is one additional character here. So that means M, ANMNA, which is an odd length palindrome, ELBLE, which is another odd length palindrome. So that means we can make exact k number of palindromes from this string. What if I add one more character in the string, right? I cannot add this character anywhere in the current palindrome which we are identified. So that means that is going to be a third palindrome, which is already violated over the requirement. And also, how many odd lengths are there in this string? So we have B as one length, and then we have M as one length, and then we have K as one length. See, here we have three odd length palindromes. That means odd length is greater than k, so we have to return false here. We cannot make k number of palindromes from here, right? So let's write the code for that. So we have to loop through it. Let C of S, also we need a map to store it. Const map equal to empty array. Let's increase the count. Map of C plus 1 or 1, right? Now for let C in map, let's define a local variable. Let odd count equal to 0. All right, now let's count the odd number of characters in the map, right? So if map of C mod 2 not equal to 0, that means which is a odd number of character, odd count plus plus. And finally return odd count greater than k, you return false or return true, right? So what we did is we basically looped through the string, and we calculated the calculated the count. We count the number of characters, and then we run the loop again, and we identified all the odd number of characters. So we have odd count which is stored here, and if it is greater than k, we return false or we return true, right? So let's try to run this application, right? Enable A. Okay, let's change it with another one. Can we do it? Yes. So we already seen the example with one additional. So there are two odd number of characters, which is k is equal to, so we can still make it a palindrome, and we'll try with one more odd number. So this one return false, because we cannot make it odd number two palindromes. We can make more than two palindromes from the current string. Let's try to run all the examples here. All right, so this looks working fine. So the complexity will be so here it will be order of n, because we'll be looping through every character in the string, and also here it will be order of n. So time complexity and the space complexity will be order of n each, because we are storing all the characters in the worst case scenario. We'll be storing all the characters in the map, and we'll be looping through all the characters in the string as well. So that means both space and time complexity will be order of n. Now let's try to submit this. Good. So we can see that it passes all the test cases with faster than 61%. I hope everyone understand the solution. Thank you for watching.